Hello everybody, my name is Graham Elwood and you are watching The Political Vigilante. Great way to support the show is do what Lauren D'Alessandro does and go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood. You can support the show, submit articles, you get bonus content, you get early access to stuff, you get all this cool polls, you get to participate in the show. You help shape the show by sending stuff like this. Almost a third of young people have lost their jobs so far, just in this last month. This is from April 6th. As measures to slow the coronavirus pandemic lead to mass layoffs, people ages 18 to 34 are being disproportionately affected, submitted by Lauren D'Alessandro. And she submitted several articles. I'll put them all in the show notes to show you what's going on. John Gerzema, CEO of the Harris Poll, said it was important to note that the latest survey data did not factor the doubling of U.S. jobless claims to over 6.6 million in the past week. And this article, as I just pointed out, is a week behind. It's now up to 10 million. We've had over 10 million jobless claims in a week. We have 10% unemployment, and the bulk of it is people ages 18 to 34. That age group, this is their second recession in 10 years. The whole country is going to have its second recession in 10 years. But like the older end of that group, the 30-somethings, so 10 years ago when they first got out of college and were first entering the job force, we were in a global recession. They saw their parents lose their jobs and their homes and their retirements and their everything like that. The ones just getting out of college are going to be, if you graduate next month from college in May or June, what are you entering? Gee, I wonder why so many young people voted for Bernie. Oh, they're just spoiled little millennials eating their avocado toast. No, that generation's been crushed. When I hear people like, oh, these millennials, I go, they're getting crushed. Why do you think the highest percentage of people calling themselves either socialist or democratic socialist is out of that age group? Because they're seeing capitalism since the time they were kids. Capitalism has just been awful. Oh, you're 34 years old? We've been at war for over half of your life. So if you're in this age group, we've been at war for somewhere between over half to your entire life. If you're 18, we've been at war longer than you were born. We started war since before you were born. The other thing, too, this study goes into a lot of stuff. However, long-term unemployment and lower wages associated with entering the workforce during a prolonged down economy also carry health risks, including higher mortality. Yeah. There's a lot of health risks. This pandemic goes on and people are losing their jobs and homes and stuff like that. It's just, there's a mental health risk here. The recession of the early 80s shows that people who entered the labor market at the time later suffered increased mortality starting in their late 30s due to causes that include lung cancer, liver disease, and drug abuse. Well, these are all from like smoking and drinking and doing drugs because it's stressful. Oh, you're right, we have an opioid epidemic that companies like Purdue Pharmaceutical profited from and pushed because they knew they could profit from it. But at least we've got a for-profit healthcare system that takes care of, oh wait, it doesn't help anybody at all, except billionaires. About 20 million people aged 24 and younger will either seek work or hold jobs in this pandemic-stricken economy, said UCLA economist Till von Wacher, a co-author of the study. 20 million people aged 24 or younger are about to enter the workforce. So the 10 million jobless, the 10% of the population that's out of work, it's not including this 20 million people that are about to enter the workforce, and most of them are going to just be unemployed. Where are they going to go? What on the other end of it too? Everybody who's about to start retiring already isn't retiring. Now the retirement just got cut in half because the market ate it. If your retirement's tied up in the stock market, this is pretty alarming. 20 million people in the next 2 months are going to enter the workforce. Gee, I wonder if we had student debt forgiveness, would that alleviate this burden a little bit? If we had Medicare for all and UBI, the things that Bernie was fighting for, that had he seized this moment and said, I'm the guy, the whole country would be rallying. We'd be talking about Bernie's going to be president. It's done deal because he seized the moment. He stepped in and went, I'm the guy. I'm at the crossroads of history. Get behind me now. And no one would be arguing how you're going to pay for it. And how, he would be saying, I know, here's how we're going to pay for it. We just gave and no. This is gnarly, man. Here comes the next crisis. Up to 30% of all mortgages will default in biggest wave of delinquencies in history. This came out the 3rd. This is zero hedge. But this, I mean, there's a million other sources that I could show you that are saying, they've been talking about this. I've been talking about this. I said there's a mortgage bubble. I talked about it 2 years ago. We have a mortgage bubble. Did you know that February 1st, there were 2 million car loans that were 90 days late in February? Corona hadn't really hit this country yet. We weren't on any sort of lockdowns. We were sort of talking about it. It was this thing over in China and Italy. We were seeing the lockdown hadn't started. 2 million car loans that were 90 days late. What are they going to be like now? 160 days late? What's going to happen? Americans not making their mortgage payments soar by 1,060% in 1 month. That's what happened April 1st. Everyone got laid off and told to stay home for the last 2 weeks of March. What's going to happen in 2 weeks? On May 1st. They just extended the stay-at-home order in Los Angeles till May 15th. It's going to go into June and stuff like that. What's everyone going to do? Here's another article in The Atlantic. Millennials don't stand a chance. They're facing a second once-in-a-lifetime downturn at a crucial moment. This whole article is like they don't have it. There's no opportunity. When I graduated in 1991, I was entering the worst job market in 20 years. And it was tough. And I was like waiting tables, but I started to become a comic. And then the economy got better in the 90s. And oh, Bill Clinton's going to blah, blah, blah. And the next recession didn't hit for 17 years. Uh, 10 years back to back. I mean, it hit in 2008 and it lasted into 2010, 2011. I mean, it was about 9 years ago that we were sort of out of it. And then all these bubbles started appearing the last year or 2 years that I've been talking about on this show repeatedly. And now we're in a pandemic. All these things were in place before COVID. 60% of the population didn't have $500 or $1,000 in savings before COVID. The student loan bubble before COVID. That stimulus bill could have wiped it all out. The whole country would be lining up behind Bernie Sanders right now, but he blew it. I don't want to spend any more time on that, but I just want to point it out. And who's going to lead us out of this? Joe Biden? Joe Biden, who was vice president when he and Obama let the banks steal 6 million homes? And one of these studies in this article broke this down, the executive summary. The financial impact of the coronavirus is hitting Americans hard. 33% of voters have already lost their job, been furloughed, placed on temporary leave, or had hours reduced, with 41% of those we've lost a job already reporting having trouble covering basic costs. Black voters are feeling the worst of the financial crisis, with almost half, 45%, reporting they lost jobs, hours, or been put on leave. A $1,200 check for adults and $500 for children is inadequate to cover expenses for more than a month for most voters. But vote for Joe Biden, man. He's going to be better than Trump. Here's what Joe Biden said.
younger generation now tells me how tough things are. Give me a break. No. I have no empathy for it.
No.
Give me a break. No. I have no empathy.
No.
Give me a break.
I have no empathy. Give me a break. That's what Joe Biden just said. And now that Bernie sold us out, Biden and Obama are doing these bullshit kiss-ass things. Come on, young voters, we need you to beat Trump. They don't care about you. Hey, millennials, any of your parents lose your homes? It's because of Biden and Obama. And Bush. But those guys had 8 years to fight the financial crisis. It happened in Bush's last 4 months. Not excusing Bush, he's a warmonger, but they had 8 years. And had they actually done what they said they were going to do and kept people in their homes and stimulus and job market, Democrats would never lose. 8 years of those guys was so bad, and they stopped, and they went after Bernie. They're not going to tell you that on the corporate media, because the corporate media is run by and for older, rich people. That's who it's for. They don't give a shit about you. Joe Biden just told you he doesn't give a shit about you. And this pandemic is affecting all of us. We're all getting hurt by it, but your group is going to get hurt even harder. Don't vote for Joe Biden. Write in Bernie, vote third party. I don't know what. Maybe a real third party candidate will emerge this summer that everyone will rally behind, a labor candidate, because these numbers are pretty alarming. And the Democrats and the Republicans don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about me. They don't give a shit about anybody. Unless you're a millionaire or billionaire that can write them a big 5 to 6 figure donor check, they don't give a damn about you. That's why you get your news here, because they don't say that in the corporate media. Boom. Thanks for watching. Hey, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification button and the subscribe button, even if you've done it before, because they're unsubscribing, many of you, every day. Watch the ads all the way through. If you click skip ad, I don't get paid. Also, support us at patreon.com/GrahamElwood or rockfin.com/GrahamElwood. Rockfin.com is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. All my videos are on Rockfin ad-free. Thanks for watching.